Hello everyone, my name is Maria Elisa Fajardo, and in this presentation I will explain the difference between narrative and parenthetical in-text citations according to APA 7th edition style. I will also show how reference list entries are organized correctly using a book and a journal article as examples. Um, Understanding APA style is important in academic writing because it helps us give credit to authors and avoid plagiarism and make our writing clear and professional. So let's start. What are text in-text citations? In-text citations are a way to acknowledge the source of information used inside an academic text. They are used when we paraphrase, when we summarize, or quote an author's ideas. According to APA 7th edition, every in text citation must include the author's last name and the year of the publication. This allows readers to identify where the information comes from and find it in the reference list. So we have to know that there are two main types of in-text citations that are narrative citations and parenthetical citations. Both of them are correct, but they are used in different ways depending on how the sentence is structured. In one hand, we have narrative citation. A narrative citation is when the author's name is included as part of the sentence. In this case, the author's name becomes the subject of the sentence, and the year of the publication is placed in parentheses right after this name. For example, here we have Morehouse ETL 2025, who explain that generative AI tools can support the students in L2 academic writing by improving their writing process and engagement. In this example, the focus is on the author because the author's name is part of the sentence. Narrative citation are often used when we want to emphasize the researcher on or when we are discussing what the author is specifically says or does in this study. So in the other hand, we have the second type, that is parenthetical citations. Uh, in this case, the author's name and the year are both places at the end of the sentence inside parentheses. For example, here we have generative AI tools can support the students in L2 academic writing by improving their writing process and engagement. So here in parentheses we have Moonhouse et al. 2025. In this case, the focus is on the information itself, uh, not on the author. The idea is presented first, and the source is given afterward. Parenthetical citations are commonly used when the writers wants to emphasize in the content rather than the researcher. So here is important to remember what is the main difference between narrative and parenthetical citations. Uh, the difference is the placement of the author's name and the emphasis of the sentence. Here in narrative citation, the author is part of the sentence, while in parenthetical citations, the author is placed at the end. Both styles are correct in APA 7th edition, and they can be used interchangeably depending on how the sentence is written. So now we are going to learn why APA style is important. App style is important in academic writing because it ensures honesty and academic uh, integrity. It prevents plagiarism by giving proper credit to original authors. It also makes academic work more organized, professional, and easier to understand for readers. By using APA correctly, students show respect for intellectual property and strengthen the quality of their writing. So now I want to explain how to organize references according to APA 7th edition. The reference list appears at the end of the academic paper and includes all the sources cited in the text. The references must be organized in alphabetical order by the author's last name. Each reference follows a specific structure: author, year, title, and source information. Let's see two examples. Here we have the first reference, book reference. In this example, we first include the authors, then the year of publication, followed by the title of the book and italics, the edition, and finally the publisher. And the other example that we have is journal article. In this case, we include the authors, year, article title in sentence case, journal name in italics, volume number, article number, and date. This structure allows readers to locate the original source easily. In conclusion, narrative and parenthetical citations are two ways uh, of citing sources in APA 7th edition, and the difference lies in the placement of the author and the focus of the sentence. Additionally, the reference list must follow strict formatting rules to ensure clarity and accuracy. It's important to remember that understanding these rules is essential for academic writing and research. Thank you for watching my presentation.